Hello everyone and welcome back, I'm Shadow, and today we are using Armarouge on a Trick Room team with Assault Vest, Calyrex, along with a ton of other interesting mods. We got Scarf Maride on this team, Red Card Trick Room Whimsicott, along with Raging Bolt to do great damage, along with Rising Voltage for Electric Terrain, and Ursaluna just do some great damage. And this team I'm really excited to use. Haven't used Armarouge in a long time, but really excited to see if it can come back in Red Guy. Let's hop right into it. Okay, so we're playing against Miraidon Cal screens, pretty balanced, pretty used to this kind of team. Off the bat, what's our... We are Terra Grass. Okay, I do like that. I think here I lead Armarouge. I don't want to say... I think Armarouge actually... Calyrex is pretty good, and then I think I bring Ursaluna. Raging Bolt could be good, but I think probably the idea is Raging Bolt going to give me more value than Miraidon? And honestly, it maybe does. However, I think the speed is just going to be really good for Trick Room, so I'm going to bring Miraidon instead. I could take the risk and just bring Raging Bolt here. Yeah, we're doing the same thing, actually. Now, I think I have to go with this, because actually Armarouge is our only Trick Room. I forgot about that, so we actually may end up out of Trick Room as soon as Armarouge goes down. So that's something we have to worry about. That's kind of the weird thing about Assault Vest Trick Room is you don't... Trick Room's a lot harder to set up, I think, without Trick Room on Calyrex. So we'll see what there's... So Calyrex Miraidon makes sense. I don't love Armarouge in this position here. This is where I wish I had Raging Bolt switch in, but what I may do here is switch into Miraidon and go for a Glacial Lance. I could wide guard, but I think if I do that, Armarouge just goes down. So here, just going to switch into that Miraidon, and I could Terra Ground, but I think just Glacial Lance here is safer. It's better. Terra Ground would be funny. If I had wide guard, maybe I'd go for the Terra Ground, but I think this is just safe. So we'll now have both bikes and both horses on the field. They go for the Draco. It misses Calyrex. Okay, that's huge, and we're faster. Unless they went for Trick Room. Miraidon stays alive. What did they go for? Additional as well. Okay, do we live? No. But we are faster. That's good to know. Good to know that's an option. I definitely feel... I'm gonna bring an Armarouge and go for a wide guard here, I think. Or I could Armor Cannon. No, I think I have to. Trick Room would also be really good. But I think here wide guard's just really safe. Wide guard and Glacial Lance. I think it's the play. I could Terra Grass here, which may be better. I'm actually just gonna do that. We'll Terra Grass, wide guard, and Glacial Lance. We also have Brick Break if they have Brimstone on the back for screens. Volcarona could be a slight problem for us to deal with. The thing is, I don't think they're locked into Draco Meteor here either because of they missed it as well. So I think we could just take an Electro Drift, wide guard here to prevent the Glacial Lance. I don't want their Calyrex to start snowballing. See what they went for. They went for the Draco. We don't live. Okay, not living that hurts, but I think we're fine. We no longer have Trick Room, which is really unfortunate. I'm gonna have to rely on getting a KO with Throat Chop into their Calyrex at +1, which I think is possible. I do have to worry about a possible Volcarona. I don't have Terra for Calyrex anymore. We got our Soul Fest though, and they are Leech Seed. I did not want to see that. So they got that turn perfect. Yeah, they're in a really good spot here. I don't quite know if I can bring this back. Leech Seed should be hard because it's gonna chip us down. It's not a Soul Vest isn't helping us there. They can just protect, continue to regain HP. I don't have any way to get rid of it. Can't switch at this point. They have Incineroar as well. That's really bad because now they intimidate Bulls. This is probably the worst case scenario, I'd say at this point. I'm gonna protect and then just throw chop. We're at neutral. We may need a crit here at this point. They'll probably just protect and well, they'll probably fake out the slot as well. I don't think this one's winnable. Unfortunately, I think they had I do think that is one hard part of not being able to set up Trick Room with Calyrex is you just kind of, if they lead really offensive, it's been hard to play. They're just gonna Flare Blitz Calyrex as well. We do live. We're gonna need this Throat Chop to KO. It will not flinch. No, okay. Yeah, it's just gonna KO, and then there's no way Ursula is living. So that's gonna be GG's. I mean, yeah, I don't even have spread. Don't even have the spread on the Earthquake on this Ursula either. This is just really unfortunate. I think not ever being able to set Trick Room was really hard. I just didn't have a good way to. Never felt comfortable just clicking Trick Room. GG's, they played around that really well. I'm gonna Facade, try and just get the KO. We're gonna withdraw and send around to cycles and intimidate even more. Landorus, yeah, if we just got Trick Room up, I feel like we would have been in a decent spot. Okay, so they're just gonna play this. They're playing it out. We're gonna probably switch in. They could have Glacial Lance this turn. I guess their concern is I'm really fast bear, which I guess they could lose if that happened, but no. Really, there's no shot I have the way back in, unless because we don't have the business speed I use EVs into it, and even then they're just out to those. So GG's. That was hard to more than I even expected as well. That's something Life Orb, not Scarfed. I definitely think losing Miraidon, we lost Miraidon too early. If we still had it, we could have threatened like the Calyrex, we could have threatened their own Miraidon. I feel like I just kind of led poorly, but overall, let's see if we can bounce back in game 2. Okay, so Calyrex Zamazenta with Wheezing. Okay. We have on Whimsicott. We have Encore, Trick Room. Okay. Tailwind. Actually, with Tailwind could be good. What I'm going to do, how fast is our 85? So we could outspeed Zamazenta. We could. Wide Guard's actually good. I'm gonna lead. Actually, I could lead Armarouge Calyrex again and go for a Trick Room, and then have a offensive group in the back, I think is the idea here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. Because my idea here is I can Wide Guard Ash Barrage. I don't take much from really any other single targets. I mean, Earthshoot is a bit of a problem, but I can Terra Grass. So I feel this is actually not bad. We can work with this. What I expect, I definitely think they're gonna leave Cali Shadow. Team Power could be a bit annoying, but okay, yep, this lead perfectly fine with. Here, I'm just going to Wide Guard and Glacial Lance. They could burn me, but I think this is definitely the best case scenario here. Problem is, I don't have Trick Room on. If I had Trick Room on my Calyrex, I'd be in a fine spot, but because I don't, well, because I can't set up Trick Room myself, I'm stuck being slow, which is really annoying here. So we'll go for the wide guard, and we'll just hope this Weezing is not Will-O-Wisp. Taunt would not be great because it probably, if it goes in Armarouge, if it goes into Calyrex, that's I guess fine. Terra probably maybe expecting, they know the team maybe expecting Order's gonna go for damage, so that makes sense too. I like seeing this because this means they probably went for an Armarouge. Because probably not a defensive Terra in this situation. Especially if they're like Sash. There's the Armarouge, so we get the correct play, and now we're in a good spot. We'll see what the Weezing goes for, because this could definitely be really disruptive. We're faster, okay. So it's slow Weezing, and we do quite a bit to Calyrex. That's a strange thing as well, okay. That's really annoying. Annoying confusion, but we're in a fine spot. I can wide guard here again. I could try and go for a Trick Room. But I think wide guarding and just high horsepower could be a play. Problems, do I think they go for a Armarouge again? If I don't think so, I definitely go for a Trick Room, but I think here there's no reason for me not to. I'm just going to wide guard and Glacial Lance again. I don't have a reason not to. If I can pick up Calyrex, it'd be in great position. See, they should go for an Armarouge. See, that's the reason if I try and read them not going for it, I'm just putting myself in a bad spot. So just, and that's why I feel like sometimes just making a safe, trying to make the other person make the read sometimes is a better play. We'll get the Glacial Lance off. Probably won't kill Weezing, but we do get the knockout. Now Weezing's in a perfect position to be knocked out as well. And really we're just in a beautiful position. I don't think there's much they can do here. And I think we can just snowball this. They just go for a Sludge Bomb. They don't seem to have taunt, no poison as well. This is a perfect position. And I think I can continue to just... Urshifu's a bit annoying. Here I can Terra Grass, Trick Room, and play for that. And I'm just going to go for Glacial Lance. Now would be the time for Armarouge. They're just going to withdraw Weezing as well, so they don't want... Well, they want to be able to go for Protect. I'm assuming it's probably not Ability Shields. Team Power comes in, we'll break its Sash. And we're in a perfect position. I don't think there's really anything they can do. Sure, they can Ice Spin or my Armarouge now, but we'll be faster. We can Armor Cannon it. We're just putting ourselves in a really good position here where they can't break out of these. We have close combat into it as well. Like, we're just in a really good spot. Circuit Tricks and Calyrex, that's fine. Maybe expecting Calyrex to try and set the Trick Room. But we'll take that. We're not... Calyrex isn't the Trick Room setter here. Weirdly, it's going to be the Armarouge. Confusion happening now would be bad. But we'll break through and we'll be able to break Sash on this on this Team Pow. The only thing is now we do get Sucker Punch. And that's not great, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Psychic and Close Combat. I think if Calyrex goes down, it's not a bad thing here. But I think picking up Urshifu would be really nice. They Sucker Punch. I mean, they're going to do that every time. But now I can just remove... I can remove Urshifu here, and it puts us in a really good spot. Psychic comes out. We'll get a free knockout. And at this point... They don't have anything to take an Armor Cannon or a Thunderclap, so I can just bring in Raging Bolt. I can Thunderclap the Chin Pow and Armor Cannon. Well, I'd Psychic, I think, here to make sure I don't. I think Armor Cannon can miss, maybe? I don't remember Armor Cannon that well. I think it can. I know it's like close combat, but I don't remember if it misses or not. But here we have a pretty free Thunderclap into pretty much anything, and then we can, from there, just KO the other. So, they were Berry. Okay, so, well, let me check. Does Armor Cannon miss? No, it does not. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to Armor Cannon Chin Pow and Thunderclap the Weezing, because I think there's a chance the Weezing's slower. Okay, they're gonna Protect, makes sense. Weezing probably don't have Protect. Thunderclap will just pick it up though. Doesn't matter. And then we can just finish off with Armor Cannon. Frozen Gas is gone. Sure, Sora Ruin comes back in, but that's not gonna be important. Life Orb. But at this point, Chain Powder doesn't carry spread moves. We just attack with both here, and there's nothing they can do. Armor Cannon, Rising Voltage, and it's just GG's. There's nothing they can do. And that should clean up the game. So we're in a really good position. We were able to get early info, and then, well, get early lead, and we never let go of it. We got, as soon as we were able to wide guard away that Calyrex, if it was Specs Calyrex as well, and we just shut them down, that would be amazing. And I think that was the benefit of the Armarouge is there. We surprise wide guard. Sure, it does make getting Trick Room up a bit awkward, but we were able to get up later, and it showed its effect. It did damage. It was able to KO Urshifu, and it's kind of just a good all-around mon in that matchup. It was really valuable, especially it shuts down Calyrex because it can't Psychic either and it can't Armarouge, so the Calyrex and Sportly, it goes well into it, and overall, really nice. It's 10 to final game number 3. Okay, so if this is who I think it is, we're playing against the Poke Bros, so time to show off, and I think here I want to lead Whimsicott's funny. I won't lie. I could lead Whimsicott. And Tailwind, but I think here I want Miraidon Armarouge with Calyrex and Ursaluna, I think is what I go with. Yeah, I think these are the ones we go with. This one's gonna be a bit more of like the fast mode. We'll get to, my goal is to try and maybe like surprise a K1 Koraidon. It's a fast Volt switch. That's kind of another idea. We'll see. This may not be the correct. Okay, see the Brute Bomb Weezing. This is what I want to see, because this is a lead where now they can't Spore me. So this is exactly, actually I can't Neutralizing Gas. Okay, never mind. So that's the one problem. So instead I'm gonna go for here, because I can't get on my Electric Train because they're Weezing. I am going to Volt Switch, Terra Grass, Trick Room, and try and just pin them under my Trick Room early. Terra Grass prevents the Spore from going to Armarouge, and I think it's a good spot. Sure, they could double it with like Sludge Bomb. They could go for a Dark move, but we're gonna take away those options. Sure, Sludge Bomb would be not great, but they're probably here removing Fire, I assume. Oh, okay, so Terra Fire, I will take that, because now I can high horsepower that. So I'm perfectly fine with that. We'll see, they do Protect. Ooh. Okay, so that's not great. So we won't get to go into Calyrex, unfortunately, and okay, so they make a really good turn 1 there. I'm kind of stuck in an awkward position. I think I should switch an Ursaluna here. And then Psychic, I think is the play. They could Spore the slot, but I don't think they go for that. I think they just double into Armarouge here. Okay, so Pollen Puff. We take that fine. Toxic Spikes as well. Okay, so they're setting up hazards. I'm fine with that. I'll get my Poison, crucially. We do find out Armarouge is faster than both. Psychic doesn't KO, but we're in a good spot for a Headlong Rush into Brute Bonnet, and then just Psychic and Weezing KO. And that's just a good position for us. Headlong Rush. Psychic, not much they can do about that. Safe. They don't have really a great switch in Headlong Rush either. We got Ursula out under Trick Room. They do Sucker Punch knowing they're going to go down here. But I am perfectly fine. Oh, they... What? Oh, Guts is off. That's why. I forgot about that. Good play by them. I forget that Guts doesn't... I always forget when Weezing's ability is not working on Guts. That's... Yeah, I forgot about that one. My bad. Sucker Punch is going to be doing a lot more now. In comes the Calyrex. How many turns of two more turns. Okay. What I think I do here is I'm gonna protect and armor cannon here. If they protect, but I think this is just really safe play and we're in a good position. Oh, they protect Group on it? Okay, that's fine. Will we see the protect on the Calyrex? Yes. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I think here, I just double the Calyrex. I don't think there's any really another reason not to. I think that puts us in a good spot just to double it. I think we should live another Sucker Punch, and doubling the Calyrex should just pick it up. And then from there, we're in a really good spot. And if they're not, Sash, maybe Headlong Rush just KOs and we get some free chip into the group on it. So overall, I think we're really fine in this position here. They can't Spore us. They could Pollen Puff to KO, but we are fast. We actually won't get a defense boost before, so we actually live. Does it KO? It does. Ooh, that's big. I wish I Psychicked. But I will take that. Sure, we probably dropped a group on it now. But I'll take that. No, they just go for the Pollen Puff. Okay. And we live. Huge. We are at 1 HP, so at this point it does not matter what we do with Armarouge. They do live. I should have Psychicked, I guess, but, you know, I was thinking they were going to be Sash. Twist Dimensions are back to normal. We are faster than Brubonic, crucially. Koraidon is going to be a bit hard to deal with, especially under the sun, so... I think they try and remove... They could do that. They could... They're in a good spot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into Miraidon. And Psychic Koraidon. If we could stall out the sun, that'd be great. Here's Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch makes sense there. I was hoping they'd do it the other way around. I could have Trick Roomed. That would have been a really cool play. But didn't get what they wanted, and Collision Course. They probably just doubled the Armarouge slot. I guess that's what they did. Moran does live, but we will just go down next turn. I'm going to bring in Ursula. I think Ursula's good to bring in. 89. Yeah, I think Ursula is the best option. I'm just going to protect Ursula. I'm just hoping to stall out this sun, which I don't think I can do. But, you know, if they just both double the Ursaluna, maybe there's a shot. I could get what I wanted. Protect. I'm hoping Collision Course goes into the slot. Sucker Punch. We do live. We take our Mandatory Eternal Sleep. But if we can survive one more turn, that's... I think I'm fine with that. Okay, they're just gonna Sucker Punch and Collision Course again. I don't think there's anything I do. I think it's just gonna come down to if I can live whatever from I have to take a Sucker Punch and a Flare Blitz. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. I think they positioned really well. They survived the Trick Room well. Brute Bomb was hard to deal with. If Miraidon isn't asleep, I think we win. But that Weezing just was really... I forgot about the Weezing. If I didn't forget about the Weezing Guts boost, I think we would have been in a good spot too. But it happens. Now it's put us... Calyrex would have to live so much here, and it's not gonna... If I had Terra Ground, who knows? But we got to Brawn early. Oh, and we're poisoned. Forgot about that. It's not gonna matter. I mean, if we live this, I don't know what this... It would take a lot for Calyrex to live this. I don't think it does. Flare Blitz in the sun. Yeah, no. GG's. Well played. Lost to a good opponent. I feel like I could have played better. I made a few mistakes there in the middle. But GG's. Respect. Thoughts on the team? I wish it was Clear Amulet Calyrex. I think Clear Amulet Calyrex is way better. I'm going to stand by this. Assault Vest is cool, but I think just not being intimidated and setting up Trick Room with Calyrex, because there are so many times I just want to set Trick Room with Calyrex. I just feel that Trick Room is necessary for Calyrex to function at its highest level. So it seems pretty good. I quite like the team. I like the... I didn't get fully use Whimsicott. Maybe Whimsicott's the Trick Room, so I need to bring more. But overall, pretty fun. GG's. And thank you so much for watching. If you like, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.